relaxing, whispered wanders in the Forgotten Realms in Baldur's Gate 3. This is something that I've been anticipating for quite some time now. Some of you might remember that Baldur's Gate 3 has been on my list of my most anticipated games for, quite some time. At least a few different entries over the years. And of course, Baldur's Gate 3 has been in early access for, I want to say, 3 or 4 years now. I never picked it up in early access. I only just got it now at launch because I wanted to wait till it was finished. It's such a story-rich and story-driven game that I wanted to wait until the experience was complete so that I could experience the definitive version of what they're trying to tell in terms of a story without repeating it a bunch. So I'm going into this game with fresh eyes. I've only just started playing it, so what you are going to be seeing in terms of the environment in today's video is very early on in the game. It's within the first hour or two, so there's not much in the way of spoilers. If you're sensitive to that sort of thing, you might want to stay away from this video if you're really, really sensitive to spoilers. But it's early content, and I try not to spoil any plot specifics, just a couple of very broad plot points that are kind of difficult to avoid, just based on the environment that we wander in today. So I try and keep it as general as possible, so hopefully it's as minimally spoilery as possible, and hopefully for most of you that's acceptable. It's mostly about enjoying these beautiful environments that Larian has created here and just vibing with what they've built in the early portions of this game. So hopefully that's acceptable for you, and hopefully it's something you enjoy. This is, of course, the third entry in an absolutely legendary series of games, which I have played before, but not extensively. I played a bit of Baldur's Gate 1 and some of 2 way back in the day, like long ago. I never finished either of them, so weirdly, I'm not as well versed in this story as you might expect, so a lot of this is all new and fresh to me as well, which is also really exciting and fun for me. So anyway, it's neither here nor there really, but the little bit that I've played so far I've really loved, and I cannot wait to get back to it and keep digging into what appears to be this incredible adaptation of D&D 5e, and this really amazingly well-told story so far. So, one more thing before we jump into the video, and that is, I'm here to tell you about this video's sponsor, Into the AM. You know it. Into the AM are sellers of elevated everyday apparel, which means that they are going to help you roll a nat 20 on your swag check every single time. Yes, I did come up with that just now on the spot. Into the AM, they make awesome clothes. They sell graphic tees. That's what they're perhaps best known for. I'm wearing one right now. I've worn this one in one of these Into the AM promos before, and I'm doing it again. You know why? Because I freaking love it. It's this amazing design. It just looks so good. One of my favorites from them as of late, but they are constantly getting in new, exclusively licensed graphic designs for their famous graphic tees. And so make sure that you go check out their website using the link down below at the top of the video description to see what's new. You're not going to find these designs anywhere else, and they're always getting in new stuff that looks amazing. Not only does it look amazing though, it feels amazing. I've said it before, I'll say it again right now, and probably like many times in the future as well. I wear these tees all the time, like legitimately pretty much every day. Why? Because as we've already established, they look great, but also because they feel great. They are super duper comfy. They got a little bit of stretchiness to them, so they fit really nicely. They've got this very, what I think is a nice flattering cut. There's no like baggy material hanging off or anything. They just look really good. They feel really good. They're super duper comfy and super easy to care for. Pre-shrunk, so you just throw them in the wash, throw them in the dryer. You don't have to worry about a thing. So easy to take care of. And Into the AM's got your back. They've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if for any reason, I can't even think of what that reason would be, but if for any reason you don't love your shirts, you can return them 30-day money back, no questions asked. And you can bundle up and save on their graphic tees in bundles of 3 or 6. You'll save some cash doing it that way, and you can save even more by using the link down below at the top of the video description. That will save you 10% off your entire order. And it doesn't have to be graphic tees either. Into the AM sells all kinds of other stuff, which I also really love. Their shorts, super duper comfy. I will vouch for their shorts. I'm doing this because I'm also wearing their shorts, and I wear those almost every day as well. Again, just super comfy. They look great. What's not to love? Great quality. They got hoodies that are fantastic, underwear that's great. They got the works. You guys, you gotta go check out that link. Click on through, see what they have. I guarantee you, you'll find some stuff that you love. And if you order, I guarantee you that you are going to fall in love with Into the AM the way I have. So head down to that link, check it out, save yourself 10% off your entire order. Support this channel while you're at it. I really appreciate it when you purchase with that link because it does support me and what I do here. So big thanks to those of you who do. And a big thank you to this video's sponsor, Into the AM. So without further ado, let's jump on into Baldur's Gate 3. Hail, wary adventurers, 'tis I, the ASMR nerd, and welcome to the Forgotten Realms in Baldur's Gate 3. Today we will be taking a relaxing wander through the beautiful landscape of the Sword Coast, and joining us on our journey, leading us really, is my dear character Nathan Explosion, the most metal bard in all of Faerun. Look at this fellow. He is a Zariel tiefling bard, and he knows how to shred, but he also knows how to appreciate the beauty of nature and the serenity of a nice whispered wander. So, Nathan will be our guide here today. We begin our wander at what appears to be a ruined chapel, an ancient ruined chapel. And now you might have noticed or heard some somewhat foreboding sounds in the distance, some low rumbling. That, dear friends, is due to the Illithid ship that has crashed over here. And if you have started this game, you will know what's going on here. We won't delve into the details, it's rather grotesque, and as a matter of fact, we're going to be quickly leaving this crash site because it's not very relaxing. But this is where we begin today, and you can see we are perched above a beach, sandy beach down below. Gentle waves lapping at the shore. Let's wander this way. I love the strut that Nathan Explosion has going on here. He has quite the swagger. Quite the swagger. Maybe we can get a nice view from over here, actually. A view that doesn't involve an illithid ship. There we are. You can, of course, still hear it in the distance, but we will leave it behind shortly. You can actually hear the water down below and the gentle wind. Now, I myself am fairly new to this part of the Sword Coast, as is Nathan here. And so, I don't know that much about the region. I don't have that much to say, other than remarking on what we see here. It's a very lovely place, illithid ship aside. It appears to be fairly arid. It's a dry habitat, but all manner of creatures clearly call this their home, if the bird song is any indication. And in my wanders thus far, I have met some other creatures. A scared boar, a feisty squirrel, whom we might meet later, in fact. And despite the aridity of this area, it's fairly lush with vegetation. This looks to be some kind of lavender here. And there's a number of these gnarled pine trees scattered around. But it's not just plants and wild creatures that call this place their home. There are other beings here, sentient beings, and they have made camp here in this sacred druid grove, where we will head shortly. Now that we're a little bit further away from the illithid ship, it's quite serene. Look at all these butterflies. All manner of flowers here. Here we've got a magic sigil, an arcane inscription, which allows for transportation, teleportation by magic portals. And we have a lovely view of the coast here. Including what appears to be some ruins over that way. I believe that might be part of the Druid Enclave, which we are about to go visit. These plants look like some kind of I don't know. I was going to say like aloe plants, but they're a little big for aloe, so I don't know. Maybe they're just Sword Coast aloe. Please do excuse the blood. There was a little bit of a row out here earlier. All is well now, though. Well, for the most part, anyway. And here we enter the Emerald Grove, aptly named. It is beautiful and verdant, again, despite being in this arid environment. Here, there are more trees, more plants, a sense of deep magic that suffuses everything. This place is, of course, a grove sacred to the Druids, but it is being used as a refuge by an assortment of individuals, mostly tiefling refugees. They're here, hiding from the goblins, but unfortunately they've brought the goblins to the grove with their presence, and the Druids are taking none too kindly to this development. You will see down here in the grove that the Druids are performing a ritual to close off access to this grove to outsiders, which means these refugees are being kicked out. They'll have to find somewhere else to escape the goblin menace. Or will they? Perhaps not, if Nathan Explosion has anything to say about it. This is the squirrel I was speaking of earlier. A feisty squirrel indeed. We had a little chat and came to an understanding. As long as we stay out of the squirrel's trees, we may traverse its domain. As you can see, and perhaps faintly hear, the druidic ritual is underway down below in the grove. Lovely view from up here. There's those two ruined pillars that we saw earlier. Now there's a lovely little knoll up here. Not a creature, knoll, but like a little rise, a rocky outcrop, which we'll go visit. Lovely views from up there. Nice views from down here too, of course. Oh, yes, there is, however, a bugbear corpse and another corpse up here. Some blood, too. Once again, please don't mind the blood. Just a little scuffle. But nothing to be too concerned about. If I could clean it up, I would. But I really did want to come up here for the views. And all the butterflies. Is that the sound of butterfly wings I hear? Listen. I do believe it is. I never considered that butterfly wings might have a sound. But that's sure what it sounds like. Here are some of the tiefling guardians of this enclave, keeping watch over the main gate, lest the goblins attack again. They're brave, but they're not fighters. They're simply doing what they must to survive. And of course, they honor their dead. Those who perish in the name of protecting this place. It's a very cozy campfire. Why don't we take a seat and enjoy the crackling warmth? She seems a little restless. Understandably so, really. Well, let's carry on, shall we? More butterflies. And all manner of flowers, dandelions and asters. And what could be fireweed? The majority of the residents of this refuge reside down in this large cave system. I suppose this whole area is known as the Hollow. Of course, it's not just tieflings here. Other individuals from other races make their home amongst the refugees. Many of whom have set up shop down here, selling, trading what meager wares they have. Despite the precarious situation that these refugees find themselves in, there is a certain coziness to this place. It's extremely unfortunate that they're not going to be allowed to stay. But the goblin threat pushes ever closer. the refugees. Youth that must be cared for and protected. Where they're going to go after this, nobody knows. It's certainly harder with young ones around. These cattle here, probably just totally normal oxen. Probably nothing strange about them whatsoever. I suppose they'll be coming with the refugees too. And even the young ones here are getting put to work, selling bits and pieces. Look at this poor, damaged loot. In much worse shape than the one on Nathan's back. This is a beautiful little spot, though, overlooking this waterfall, with the ivy hanging down and the light pouring in. I love the ferns here, gently swaying in the cool breeze, and the mist coming from the waterfall. You know, I think this is as fine a place as any for us to end our wander today. We got to see a little bit of this area. There's much more to see, no doubt, but I will have to experience it for myself first, and then we can come wander together. I would like to keep going, but the truth is, I know not what lies ahead, so I will continue forging forward with dear Nathan here, Mr. Explosion, and once we've uncovered more of this land, then we will take another whispered wander together. So, in the meantime, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. I do hope you enjoyed this little look at the Forgotten Realms in Baldur's Gate 3. I do hope you join us again. I look very forward to having you back with us next time. Farewell for now, my friends. Now, as epic and amazing as Nathan Explosion may be, and he is very, very epic, very, very cool, it turns out there are even cooler people in this community, and I bet you know who they are. Yes, indeed, they are this channel's supporters on Patreon and YouTube memberships, and you can see their illustrious names right here, immortalized for all eternity, so that they may be sung about in a legend in generations to come. If you, dear friend, are interested in joining their illustrious ranks, well, you will find links down below at the top of the video description. There you may browse the available tiers, investigate what kinds of fun and exciting perks are available to you at each tier, such as getting your names here at the end of each video, or getting to vote each month in a special video with the topic decided by my supporters. Or at the Fusro Da tier, you, dear friend, could get your name read out in each and every one of my videos, a very special spoken shout out, and that is what you are about to hear right now. Our Fusro Da supporters for this video are Rango Steele, Drummer Brit, Angel Garcia, K Time, Jake Luffney, Scad Vanna, and Ragnarsson. Their names shall live forever in legend. I cannot thank our supporters enough. I'm so deeply appreciative of their incredibly generous support of what I do here on this channel. They allow me to make the kind of content that I love making, and hopefully the kind of content that you love watching. And once again, if you would like to join their amazing ranks, you can do so with the links down below in the video description and find a tier that is right for you. A huge thank you once again to all our kind supporters.